So, guys, thank you so much for having a chat with me. Now, San Quentin and Those Days were the first couple of tracks to be released from your new record. Do these tracks kind of set the pace for what's to come from the record?
This album has something on it for everybody. That's something we try and do with all our albums. San Quentin leans, to the hard rock side, and Those Days is definitely more melodic and nostalgic. We like our albums to ebb and flow like the sets at the show. The changes in energy, give it that heartbeat.
Excellent. So which tracks are you particularly proud of?
As far as what songs I'm most proud of on an album, I'd like to say all of them. I get it. It sounds cliche, but it's like when people say they don't have a favorite child. It's true. The album is a complete piece of work. So trying to pick a single part out of it that's more important than another, it just doesn't feel right.
And what was it like writing and recording the record during a pandemic? I mean, what did you have to do things differently this time? How did you overcome those challenges?
The writing process was definitely different for this album. I'd started writing ideas scratched out before the pandemic even began. One of them was in what I call the vault for nearly a decade. And then we put writing on hold because we were supposed to go on tour 2020, and that all came down for obvious reasons. And it kind of put everything on pause for us for probably a year. I mean, we couldn't even get together as a group to write for a while. So working remotely did have its challenges, but with the gear and technology, it was sustainable for a while. But as the pandemic restrictions started to dial back, we were able to get back in the studio and do what we like to do.
Now you're onto your 10th record and almost 30 years in your career now. How do you keep that hunger and desire going? And what drives you to continue to write songs and do what you do after all these years? Get Rollin' is our 10th album. I mean, this band has been going now for over 20 years. And if there's anything that pushes us to keep going, it's our fans. Playing live for people who want to sing along to your tunes, that's like a drug. I mean, if you've ever experienced it, you never want that feeling to go away. Now, you've got some pretty hefty accolades to your name. Diamond-selling albums, most played song of the 2000s, countless awards. What records and accolades do you think you'd still like to achieve? As far as awards and accolades go, I mean, they're nice, but honestly, never something that's driven us. Something like Billboard will force you to stop and say, wow, because it's based on plays, streams, and sales. So when you end up with a few of those, it's definitely a good feeling. But as far as chasing anything else, that's not really what Nickelback does. I mean, we make Nickelback music for Nickelback fans. And, hopefully try and make a few new fans along the way. Now, it's been a while since you toured the UK. I bet you're excited to be back. Last time we were in the UK had to have been about 2018. It's now 2022, and that's the longest gap we've ever had between shows in the UK. I can confidently say that streak will come to an end in 2023. But keep your eyes peeled, and we'll have some new news for you guys soon. And I'm sure you're excited to be back out there and starting touring again and playing all these new tracks live. Yeah, we definitely can't wait to get back on tour. We're seeing a lot of comments online. When you've come into the UK, Brazil, Germany, Japan, we've got fans all over the world, and we haven't been able to tour and go see those guys since the end of 2019. That's 3 years since we played. That's just way too long. We've got a quote unquote master plan that we're almost ready to reveal, but 2023 is going to be a pretty busy year for us. Excellent. Well, do you still enjoy touring as much as you did when you first started out? Being on tour never gets old. It can get a little tiring. We're fortunate enough to be able to have a say in where and when we play and how we pace the tours. Again, listening to people sing your songs back to you, sometimes when their first language isn't even English, it's something you get addicted to. We will tour literally until our fans stop coming to shows. Now, obviously, almost 30 years with this band now. There's surely going to be years to come. Where do you see yourself and the band in the years to come? Let's say 20 years' time. Well, in 20 years, I hope nothing changes. 20 years, we're going to be a little older, but I hope we can still be able to do what we love to do and, get out there and play the songs for people. The key of them might come down a little bit, so they're easier to sing, but hopefully nothing more than that changes. Well, Chad of Nickelback, thank you very much. Thank
Thanks for listening. Keep your eyes peeled because we're coming to the UK in 2023.